morning, welcome to day 12 of your daily wellness, and today we are doing three-legged dog pose. So really good hip opener, good for grounding, opening up the chest, all the usual down dog benefits for the mind, getting the head below the chest, nice fresh blood, nice refreshing kind of wake up call for the mood and for your mental state as well. So to begin with, move any bits that you've got stuck on your mat. Okay, so to begin with, going into standing pose, feet can be shoulder width, you can take them hip width or somewhere in between. Take a moment to kind of rock forwards and backwards, find that central point, grounding down. And try pushing into the ball of the big foot, and then the ball of the big foot, the big toe, early morning, and then the ball of all the other toes. Lift your toes up and spread them out, place them back down. Good, feel that solid foundation. Lengthen up tall, feel your spine come into alignment, so we've got that little tuck of the tailbone under, almost a lift from the front body here. Lengthen up tall and a little tuck of the ribs, shoulders back and down. Reach the fingertips down, eyes can be open or closed, just take a moment to feel that length, that growth. From here, sweep the arms up, hold on to your big beach ball. Scoop the tailbone under, shoulders come back and down away from the ears. Now when you're in your down dog, this is how you want to feel, with this nice straight line coming all the way through the body, all the way through the arms and the shoulders back and down. So if we start feeling like this, it's time to bend your legs in your down dog. So just take a moment to connect with this sensation through your spine. Lock it all in. Lower ribs in, tailbone tucked, shoulders back and down. And you can take your grip as wide as you need to, because some of us have just more or less space in the shoulders. So that's a personal preference. Breathe as you inhale, grow up tall. As you exhale, ground down. And paying particular attention to the balls of the feet, to the toes, and to that alignment. One more inhale here. As you exhale, float the hands down, bring them to the waist. We're going to take some hip flexion and extension. So imagine that rather than trying to work through the spine here, we're trying to get into the front of the hips and right into the lower back. So keep the upper body as still as you can. We're going to slightly try and start rotating, rolling the tailbone out, just with the lower back. Allow the knees to bend to accommodate, all the way back. And then just from the tailbone, scoop it under, bring it all the way forwards, scoop it right under, and take it back. Scoop it under, start with the tailbone. One more, all the way back. And scoop it under. Good. From there, take a wider stance. We're going to do some figure of 8. So there's a figure of 8 on the floor, your feet are inside the loops, and you're going to draw it with the hips. Slow and steady, getting nice and deep into your figure of 8. Feel the sensation through the hip joints, the stretch, and allow a little bend in the knees to accommodate so we're not straining the knees. You can speed it up a little if you want to. Again, this is your choice. And then we're going to change direction again, starting off slow and purposeful, really connecting with the sensation through your hips. Feeling that nice firm grounding through the feet. And again, if you want to, you can speed it up a little. Good. Good. From here we're going to step towards the front of the mat. Feet come together, toes maybe heels maybe a couple of inches apart. Apologies, words today are just not working for me. Bring the hands so that we actually bring them behind the neck and then reach up from there. So we've got this length. Keep the arms straight as we send the hips back. Keep that length, that integrity through the spine, that down dog, upper body, shoulder blades down, lengthening, big inhale. Exhale, fold. Allow the surrender for a few beats. Maybe your hands rest on the floor, maybe they're on the shins, maybe you're holding elbows. Find what feels comfortable for you. Legs can be straight or bent. Coming to halfway lift, so sliding the legs up the shins. Find that alignment again, the length in the spine. Chin is tucked, and exhale, fold. Fingertips to the mat. Step the right foot back. Keep the knee lifted. Keep the heel lifted. Take a stance that's wide enough that you feel nice and stable and that the left knee is over the ankle. From there, press it up. So coming up to high lunge, you can adjust your stance here if you need. Bend your back knee for a minute as if we're coming into like an actual lunge position. Take a moment to square the hips off. So we find we're often kind of turning here. So square them off so they're directly facing forwards. Scoop your tailbone under. So your tailbone is directly under the shoulders, directly under the head, nice straight line. And then with the left knee bent, try and straighten out the right leg without losing that positioning again through the hips. So just straighten it as much as you can with that good position through the hips. Nice big stretch through the front of the hip. Reach the arms forwards, get that alignment. Good. Next, exhale, hands come to heart. Straighten the left leg. Step the right foot in part way. Triangle pose. So, not triangle, pyramid. Man, words today, I'm so sorry. Pull the left hip back. So again, both hips are parallel. Micro bend on the left leg if you need it. Spine stays long. We're going to take the chest forwards, trying to keep both feet down. Good, big inhale. Exhale, bend the leg, allow the fold. Step back into regular downwards facing dog. Take a little walk through. Lift the tailbone to the sky. Allow the heels to lift, allow the legs to bend. Get that sensation through the upper body. Spread the fingers. Take the arms or the hands as wide as need be. Really push back. Feel this big opening coming through the front of the armpit. Good. Take a little walk through. Keep that length through the spine. Belly button in. Shoulders coming together in the upper back and then down towards your tailbone. Find stillness for 3, 2, 1. Gently walk up to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. And fold. This time taking the left foot back. Staying up on the toes again. Find a nice width. Find that nice strength. Through both feet, grounded firmly, and we bring it up. Taking a moment to get set up. Right knee above the ankle. Left leg, we're going to allow it to bend. Scoop the tailbone underneath. The left heel is raised high. Level out the hips so they're parallel facing forwards. Good. And then keeping that hip stability, keeping that position here, we start to straighten and you'll feel that you start to kind of arch here. So really try and tuck it under and just straighten as much as you can whilst we've still got that nice hip positioning. Reach the arms forwards and up. Open out into that nice alignment. Hold here. For 3, 2, 1. Bring the hands down to the heart. Take a little rock and step up part way. Pyramid pose. Spine is long, pulled back through the right hip socket so both hips stay level. Lengthen over. You can bring a micro bend to the right knee if you need it, if you feel like you're hyperextending or putting a lot of tension there. Big inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Bend the knees, step back into downward facing dog. Tailbone up to the sky, push back, press into the fingers, press into the thumbs. Bend the knees if you need to. Good, take a little tuck of the lower ribs. Hold your down dog, give your hips a little wiggle. For 3, 2, 1, walk it up to the top of your mat. Forward fold. And from there we roll it up. Good. Find your alignment when you get there. Abs are drawn in. Bring your weight into your left leg. And we're going to slowly bring the right knee up. And then take it back into flamingo pose. So knees together, scoop the hips under. Opposite hand's going to come to the chest. Really open the chest out. Scoop the tailbone under. Breathe. 3 rounds of breath. Good. Now if you're comfortable there, you can stay there. If you want extension, take the left hand up. Start to extend over, kicking hand into foot, foot into hand. Hold for as long as you need to, or feel like, or take it just as far as works for you. When you're ready, you can come out, you can stay there for a few more breaths if you want. And if you're still there, releasing it off, everybody come back to standing. And the same on the other side. So we're not going fully into King of the Dance, trying to really get deep. We're just using it to open the hips. So a bit more playful with that one today. Abs drawn in, knee comes up. Take it back. Knees together, tailbone tucked, chest open. Opposite hand at heart, flamingo pose. 3 rounds of breath. Good, and you can hold it there, you can take it down, do what you like. The right hand comes up if you want to take it further, and we start to lengthen over, kicking foot into hand, hand into foot. Taking a little stretch, work to your level. When you are finished, when you've had enough, you can release it off. If you want, you can stay there for a few more breaths. Good, so one more pose before we come to our 3-legged dogs. Bring the feet together. Heels can be a little bit apart if that's more comfortable. Bring your knees together, or close-ish together. Find what feels best for you. Abs drawn in, spine long. We're going to start to send the hips back. And we're going to sit back into chair pose. And to counterbalance, we're going to send the arms forwards. And then we're going to send them up. So we've got this kind of almost down dog, upper body. A bit of strength through the legs. Hold for 5, 4, sit lower. 3, reach the arms. 2, and 1, forward fold. Take a little sway. Spread the hands nice and wide, step back. Downwards facing dog. Get your hand positioning. Bring the feet quite close together. Tailbone up. Ground down through the left foot. Straighten the right leg out and then lift up. Now, often in three-legged dog, we're focusing on getting so high that we get this twist. So what we want to do, keep the hips parallel to the floor. It will mean you won't get up as high. Look at your foot. If your little toes, if your big toes are rotating out, that's not right. We want to rotate it down. So the foot is pointing down. Imagine reaching down with your little toes. Push back through the hands, open the chest. 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Walk it through. Same on the other side. Ground down through the right foot. Lengthen the left leg out, take it up. You may open up, so take a moment to bring it back in. Look at your toes. Are they all pointing down? Imagine reaching to the floor with your little toe. Push back through the hands. Open your chest. 3, 2, 1. Step it down. Take the knees wide. Send it back to child pose. Take a few breaths here. Good. Use the hands to walk it back. So that is your standard three-legged dog with the leg extended straight, hips parallel to the floor. So we're lengthening through the front of the hips. You can also use a three-legged dog to really open up through the hip, which we will have a go at now. But just notice the difference. Regular three-legged dog, toes pointing to the floor. You won't get as high because you just won't have the space. And then the hip opener, where we really allow that twist and the opening of the hips. So let's go for the hip opener. Spread the hands nice and wide, tuck the toes under, bring it up high. Ground down through the left heel. Find that grip through the fingers. Take the right leg out, normal down dog, toes facing down. From there, we're going to allow that opening. We're going to bend the right knee, and then we're going to try and stack right hip on top of left, so you're looking under your right armpit. Press firmly with the left foot. Open the knee up. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Gently rotate it in. Walk it out. Other side, take it into regular down dog first. Straight away, toes facing down. Then we allow the rotation. Bend the knee and then stack the hips. Look under your left armpit. Strong through the right leg. Lift the knee, open up. 3, 2, 1. Slowly rotate it in. Ground down. Bring the knees to the mat. Knees together this time. Palms up in child pose. Good. Take a few wrist rolls, whatever you need here. Now those are the two main variations of three-legged dog. There is a kind of extension where we move out of three-legged dog, I forgot the name of the pose, into a really, really nice pose. So I'm going to show you that one. If you're a bit wobbly, stay in regular three-legged dog, stay in the three-legged dog hip opener. If you don't feel confident, don't worry about it. Don't go into the next stage today. You go as far as suits you. This is the last little round that we're going to do. So, spread the fingers. Downwards facing dog, left foot grounds down, right leg, straighten it out. Regular down dog. Stay here or open it up. Stay here or step it over, reach the right hand up and over. Up to you. If you're in the full version with me here, we're going to bring it back up to hip opener. Back up to regular down dog. And then we're going to step it in. Now I'm probably going to have to move off my mat a bit for this next bit. So down dog, ground through the right foot. Right, ground through your right foot. Lift the left leg up, regular down dog. Open up through the hip, go as far as suits you. If you're comfortable there, rotate over, reach up and over. If you're in this version with me, we bring it back, hip opener, regular down dog, step it in, regular three-legged down dog, sorry. Bring your knees to the mat. Take them a little wider, thread the hands through towards the toes. One side of the head on the mat, allow that sinking down. Taking 3 rounds of breath here. And then we're going to just turn the head onto the other side. 3 rounds of breath here. Good. Bring it back to center and come into a seated position of your choice. Notice how your hips are feeling. Notice how your spine, shoulders, elbows, wrists, anything you need to do here. Some wrist circles, some elbows, shoulder rolls. Take it. Even if you want to take a little roll of the hips, it's up to you. It's your workout, it's your yoga practice. So you do what you need while I choose a card and we work out what we're going to do for tomorrow's yoga practice. Okay, so tomorrow, Viparita Karyani. Don't know the layman's terms for this one. You will preferably have a bit of wall that you can put your legs up. It's not necessary, we can do it just kind of hovering in the air. We got options for that if you need to. So tomorrow, a bit of wall, or if not, maybe have a block or a book or something that you can just place under your hips to help to keep them elevated. So, namaste. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again tomorrow for your next dose of daily wellness.